Hello everyone, and welcome to Downhaven Entertainment. Today we will be reviewing White House Down and World War Z.
My baby is a star, where you going? My baby is a star, where you going? My baby is a star, where you going? My baby is
Well, today is a double feature, so let's get right into it. White House Down stars Channing Tatum. This guy's growing on me as an actor. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just glad he's not doing the roles that require him to be a heartthrob in chick flicks or just dumb movies in general. He's been in movies that require him to be either the heartthrob for chicks, an action buff for guys, and a family man for the more serious movies. I wouldn't say his acting range is 100% or incredible. He's a good actor, but I would like to see him play a part that requires him to not act like Channing Tatum. Cause I wonder if this guy has it in him to play more diverse roles that requires him to act to his full potential. In this movie, he did a fine job, but he was Channing Tatum. I've heard some bad things about his acting, and I have to disagree. I mean, really, this is the fourth movie, I think, that has a situation where the White House is taken over, and it's an action comedy. I think the man did a good job. Jamie Foxx as this guy. Again, he was fine, but the thing that made me laugh was it seemed that he was channeling President Obama for this role. And if I was a betting robot, I would think he was the one who came up with the idea.
Hey, Mr. Director, can I play the President Osama in the White House Down movie?
Yeah. Wait a second, don't you mean President Obama?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the first black Taliban president of the United States, Osama bin Django. He did an okay job bringing some laughs here and there, and he was a pretty fun and likable character. But it's obvious that this is just a sleeper movie for him to be in until he can bring out the big guns in the next movie. Cause to be honest, Jamie Foxx is better than this movie. James Woods in this movie. As soon as this guy showed up, I was like, okay, what's this guy gonna do to make this story interesting? Cause this guy always plays a type of character, and I was hoping he would be in a different role, but I knew the eventual outcome of his character. And little Talia al Ghul was in this movie. As you know, she's cute yet creepy looking at the same time. Anyway, her character was strong yet kind of annoying.
She's the strong, defiant kid. Beep, 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 beep.
The first time she shows up, she's a total female dog, and when time passes, she becomes more of a likable character. A little bit more. But overall, her character reminded me why I'm not having any children anytime soon. You can definitely tell they spared the rod on this chick. Okay, what worked for the movie? It was directed by this guy. But it was not Independence Day 2. It was considerably tame compared to his latest flicks. Good thing, or these terrorists would have blown up DC. But the action and humor was good. Not that all the situations made sense, we'll get into that. But the action and humor let you know the movie is aware of the ridiculous nature of itself. You know, it's not Olympus Has Fallen, and you can't compare the two. It's like comparing Looper to Back to the Future. So don't do that, or you might hate this movie. But as I said, the humor was there, it got me to laugh, the action was there, that kept me satisfied for the most part. And it looked like the actors had fun with their parts, so I had fun. What didn't work? Well, the timing in which this movie came out. In other words, this is the fourth time the White House has been taken over, therefore the formula is already tired. Had this movie come out a year later or a year before, it would have been more entertaining to me. But I was already tired of hearing that the White House is being taken over in an action movie. What else didn't work was the situations. This funny looking girl has evidence of who's behind these terrorist acts on the White House, yet she keeps following them around. So what do you think happens? She gets abducted. The terrorist in this movie would have been obliterated. The US Army has tanks that do nothing. Only 4 assault helicopters come to the scene that are totally useless. No snipers show up to snipe the terrorists who walk around like nothing in broad daylight. 8 minutes, it stretched out to 25 minutes, so there's no tension. But, you know, it's an action comedy, so I digress. Overall, the movie's okay. It's generic, but it's a positive generic. The flaws are pretty noticeable, but I can forgive it for the type of movie it is. The turn off your brain, eat your popcorn type of movie. And if this type of movie floats your boat, you don't have to worry about your boat sinking anytime soon with this one. But I don't see myself buying this movie. But if friends wanted to watch it and they wanted to watch it on DVD, I wouldn't be complaining. So overall, I have to give this movie a solid B. Z. I was kind of excited for this movie. Despite this movie going through production hell, I was still interested in seeing what this movie was about. So let's get into the movie. The movie stars these guys, and it was directed by this person. Well, first, let's get into what worked for the movie. The zombie plague effect. When these zombies go stark, mad, crazy, they just run or just crawl over each other, climbing a wall or creating a sea of zombies. This was awesome and really original. I would have gave it a superb job, but they don't explore that idea. Some of the music was really good, particularly the time when Brad's character is with his family. It was warm, soothing, and atmospheric, and the music really captured an emotion of a situation. Now what didn't work was the zero character development. The first time you get introduced to Brad Pitt's character and his family, you see them eating breakfast, watching the news, talking about what's going on in the news. What's martial law? Then they go out for a drive. Boom, zombie attack. They find some sanctuary with a family. Pointless tension. Where's my daughter? Oh, she's sleeping right here. Boom, zombie attack. Boom, family gets taken over by a zombie. Generic move. Boom, family that you took refuge with turns into zombies. Generic move. They find some sanctuary. This character is brought in that is likable just to die. Generic. Boom, zombie attack. Character dies. There was so much zombie attacks and pointless tension to where I just stopped caring about the people on the screen. And that shouldn't happen. The zombies. They had a really good idea with having the zombies crazy out of their minds, moving like a plague, just crawling each other, just making a sea of zombies. But it happens only twice in the movie. Therefore, it was only there for the trailer, which was kind of disappointing. It would have been an interesting idea if they pursued this route, because you got really fast zombies in the first act of the movie, then in the third act, they're just walking around like generic zombies, just slow and somehow calculated. I remember laughing at the third act of these zombies. They're quite funny and ridiculous. There was a kid sitting in front of me in the theater. At first he was kind of scared. Then he thought it was kind of cool with the action. Then he was also laughing, which shouldn't happen. At some points they don't know what type of zombies they want. Most of these zombies are just aimless. They're just out to eat. Other zombies just walk around waiting to hear sound, waiting to attack the source of the sound. Other zombies are stealth zombies, if that makes any sense. Stalking their prey, ready to tear them from them. I was just confused where this director was trying to take this movie. Yeah, I wasn't really too impressed with this movie. If this movie really explored the idea of the zombies going completely crazy and moving like a plague because that's what they are, it would have been really cool. And it would have been good to have some character development, spending some time with Brad Pitt's character and his family, getting to know who they are, and we can start caring for them. Actually bring in the characters and have them live so it doesn't feel so generic. And you can add tension in this movie with these added characters. Heck, why not have an interlocking story with these survivors of the zombie attack? Have these survivors affect these survivors with their actions, or have some survivors meet. Do something fresh with a zombie movie. They almost did, but they didn't explore it. In my opinion, Dawn of the Dead was a better movie. It was generic, yet it was good. This movie was generic, it had some good ideas, but it wasn't explored. And if this movie made a better score than Man of Steel on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know what to think. I'm gonna go check this out. But adding all of this up, I'll have to give this movie a solid. Take it away, Pablo Francisco.
Sí. Sí.